Hey, it's Meg. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's junk journal with me, we are going to be doing days 8 and 9 of the Junk Journal January challenge. So these prompts are florals for day 8 and then sepia for day 9. So I took a break yesterday, as I mentioned, for my birthday, but that's also why I made day 8 florals, because you guys know it's no secret, I love doing florals in my junk journals. There's nearly always a flower somewhere, so I thought, you know what, it's my challenge, it's my birthday, I will make the prompt flowers or florals. So that's kind of why that prompt was there, and so I'm going to be working on that today, and I'm also going to combine it with day 9's prompt, which is sepia. So I'm going to be using my sepia ink with some stamps, and then I've also pulled out some bits that I want to use for florals. So really I'm going to be keeping this really simple. I don't kind of want to do too much, especially because I'm focusing on like 2 different prompts, but I thought I would show you as well, if you want to like blend 2 of the different prompts, that's definitely something you can do. So I'll show you how I am going to approach it here. So before we get started, I have something really exciting that I want to show you. So I'm not sure if it's going to show up in frame. I did show this on my Instagram stories, so if you're not following me over on Instagram, then I'll leave a link in the description, and you can follow me over on there. But this is a book that I found in a charity shop in the gardening section of the sort of secondhand books, and it's an illustrated encyclopedia of herbs, and it's absolutely massive. It's really chunky, so it's not all fitting in frame, but this book has the most beautiful illustrations I think I've ever seen. Let me just see if I can get this in frame for you guys. These are like really detailed, really bold and colourful, so these are going to be really nice to use in my journals. Like, look at these, like I almost kind of want to save them for like maybe covers or things like that, but these are just so nice. And this one is really nice. I love this one. I think that's definitely going to have to be on the front of maybe my next junk journal. It's just so nice, and like the colors, the detail, and it just goes on and on. This book is absolutely huge, so I just thought I'd share it with you guys because I know you guys will appreciate this kind of thing. But yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous, and this was only £1.50 for all of these, so I'm definitely going to get my money's worth out of some of these illustrations for sure. And look, it just goes on and on. I love this one as well. Oh guys, I was so excited, as you can imagine. Yeah, definitely going to get lots of use out of this one. Like, where was that one? Just some of the like the detail and the colors I really love. So like this as well, really delicate. So yeah, it's definitely going to be some tough choices with which side of the paper I use with these. What I wanted to do was actually use one of these. So I spotted, I think it was further back here, there's some like individual flowers, because these are beautiful but they're quite big. So for my tiny little journal that I'm working on at the moment, I don't want to use like a massive illustration, so I just want to use an individual flower almost. And I thought I saw on one of these pages here there's some like individual flowers, so I'll just check that these are. And I mean, look at this sunflower as well, isn't that just gorgeous? So I'm just going to take this one out, and I think I only want the kind of the top ones here, so I think we should be safe potentially with this one here for now. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut right where I want these, so I don't hopefully cut through the other image. Oh, that was so close, that was nearly on it but not quite. So I just want these individual ones, just these smaller ones. So I've got a pink one here and then a white one as well, and then hopefully this, I think this might go into the leaf maybe, but that's okay. because if I use that in another thing, I can always like collage or make it go like off the page so we don't notice that I have cut through the leaf. I'll just cut this one out, and it's gone into the one behind, but I wanted the white one for this, and I'll leave that one for now. So let's pop this back in here and just pop this off to the side, because like I said, it's absolutely huge. I'm going to use these as part of my florals prompt, and what I want to do is just do a really simple page. So I'm going to maybe build up just some collage as a background, a bit similar to how I've done here, with just a little cluster, just so that I don't feel like my like composition is like floating around on the page. I'm going to do, you've probably spotted it already on my desk, is I have some thread and a needle out. So what I thought I would do, because I did that stitching the other day for one of the prompts and I really enjoyed stitching in my journal, so what I thought I would do is use these cutouts of the flowers and then do some stitching with this green. So I've got a kind of more traditional green thread here and then a paler green thread here. Okay, so I'm just going to work in my kind of collage cluster here, and I'm not sure whether I want to have this maybe on this side of the page or on this side, because we've got this going on here, which is quite a lot. So I'm thinking maybe if this happens on this, like this side here, maybe in the corner, that leaves room then for some writing kind of along here, or at least just some like negative space, because I don't want it to kind of feel too crowded and busy. So I'm just picking out some random pieces of paper just from my little basket of papers and then layering them up. I've also got some vellum here just to create some softness within this, so nothing perfect, and I don't want to have it too thick either, because I do want to try and sew through this. So if you're going to try this and maybe do some collage, choose some papers that are a bit thinner, or don't like layer up too many at a time. I don't know if this is going to go through yet. I'm hoping it will, but I just don't want it to be too thick for this. So my flowers are going to go maybe about here, just sort of off center slightly, and then I'm imagining my leaves maybe going sort of round here-ish, and I'm probably going to make them really like abstract and things, not necessarily like trying to do a detailed leaf. I just kind of want it to be more of a like textural element on my page. So I'm going to glue these down so that we can then start to add some of the sewing. Okay, so there's my little floral element, and then I'm going to thread my needle. I think maybe I'll use, I kind of want to use both colours because I want that like contrast in kind of different tones and things, or different shades of green. So I'm just going to pull off some of this. I'm not going to need loads because I'm not doing like a massive leaf. I'll probably maybe do like a, I don't know, maybe like a kind of the shape that we did here, this kind of look. Nothing too complex because I'm not like a massive sewer or anything. I do want to do Rachel from Roxy Creations like a stitchery kind of project, but I'll probably start that maybe when all the excitement of Junk Journal January is over, so maybe I'll start that in February. I've never really done like loads of sewing or anything before, but I just thought that it would be a fun project to do as a way to add kind of an extra mixed media element to my other journals if I practiced kind of doing different stitches and things like that, because I just think it would be something extra that I could add to my journals. I think it would be a really nice effect. So I'm just tying a knot here in my thread so that hopefully it doesn't all come loose. I'll probably end up having to cover up this on the other side of the page So what's going on here currently? Oh, so just kind of a random collage of things. I'll probably end up covering it up, unless of course I like the effect that it has given. So I'll want to start from the back of this. So I'm just going to poke the hole there first so I know where I'm going to be coming through. Okay, so like I said, I don't really know the first thing about like proper sewing, so I'm just kind of going to do, I believe it's a running stitch maybe. Really not going to do anything too fancy here. I just want to add some different textures to my journal. Okay, so that's my first attempt at stitching some leaves. Not the best, but you can kind of see hopefully what I was going for, just to add like a textural element to the page. So I think I might add something else maybe over here, just because otherwise if I just do one it might look a bit random. So there's my second attempt at just some random maybe leaf shape things. I think I'm just going to add some of this darker green just as I want a little bit of contrast within the colours, and then hopefully it'll make it look a little bit more interesting with what I've done. So I think that's everything that I'm going to do for the embroidery, as I loosely call it. Just sort of added some texture really, and some kind of an impression of the leaves that would be there if you kind of squinted maybe. But I just think it adds a nice different texture and different look to this journal. So for the sepia element of this, I'm just going to use my VersaFine Vintage Sepia ink, and I have a couple of stamps here. So I have one that is a like a kind of date stamp, and then there's space for journaling, so I thought that could be quite nice. And then I also have this stamp that is by Cat's Life Press, and it is like a cherry blossom, so it kind of also matches the prompt for florals as well. But I thought maybe if I just inked the top section of this could add some nice kind of dimension to what we've got going on here. I don't know if it's going to stamp too cleanly, but just as maybe an extra layer of something on here. So it's not really stamped too clearly, but I just wanted to add something extra. And then I also have these gold labels, which I think could be a nice finishing section here. So maybe if I go underneath the flowers, if it will let me, I might have to peel it up slightly, because I think that will add some extra kind of dimension if I add it underneath the flowers. So if I go underneath here, maybe to about there, and then I'll just need to re-glue these sections back down. And then, oh, I've stuck that down too soon. I thought I could also add maybe just some additional paper here, just as another textural element. Maybe we'll have this side here and then tear that bit slightly, so just like that, and then I'll just glue this section here. There we go. So you can kind of see through it, but I think once I add some writing it should be okay. I think just because it was white and I've added something underneath. We'll add a bit of this sparkly gold washi tape as well, just as a little bit of an accent, maybe here. And then finally just a bit of washi down here, just to kind of bring everything down together. And then I feel like I always do this, but my last step, I just want to add some white detail. As always, I just think it adds a really nice pop on the page. So with that, I think that is everything for my spread. Maybe I'll come in and add like a quote or something on this spot here, but for now I think that is everything. So we've got our floral element for day 8, and then we've also got the sepia ink here for day 9. So you can see how it doesn't have to be like a really large part of what you're doing. It's just kind of like, okay, the product was sepia, just pick a sepia ink and then go ahead and do whatever else you want to do. It's just something to get you started. So if you were sat and you didn't know what to do at all, you know, if you had one ink in front of you, you could think, right, what stamp do I want to use with that? Right, what paper do I want to stamp that onto? Just kind of gets the ball rolling. So I hope you're enjoying the challenge so far. I'm loving seeing everyone's pages on the Instagram hashtag. Really sorry, there's so many of you that I can't get back to everybody, but please know I am looking and I am loving everyone's pages. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed journaling along with me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.